Decline? Nah, not today. Somebody got my baby out here hungry. We fixing this.
Ma'am, the system flagged your account. You'll have to wait 6 to 8 weeks.
Watch me.
From Disney and Pixar.
Decline?
Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Remember, they said it. Now we speaking on it. I am Mr. Telescope, and you are now watching the Telescope channel. So, man, getting straight back into this premium black news as I normally like to bring to y'all, but I haven't been, as efficient as I normally am. Been busy. A lot of stuff been going on, traveling back and forth from the south up north, from the south up north. Just doing a lot of traveling, a lot of legal things going on that I have to take care of. Still am kind of currently taking care of that, on top of like working and taking care of the family. But speaking of family, in the midst of all of that, it's been a lot of stuff going on. And I'm not going to put up no disclaimers and none of that, all that other crazy shit. I'm just going to get straight into the video, get straight into the meat potatoes. So, as you can see, the food stamps. I got the food stamp thing going on up here, right? Let me not say I got the food stamp thing going on up here, because people going to be running over here to check out if I got food stamps for sale. You know what I'm saying? So let me not say I got the food stamp thing going on over here. Let me just say, y'all see the post. Y'all see what's going on. Woman got caught trying to auction off and sell, pretty much selling her food stamps. Even though she was trying to do a third party, that's damn near like laundering money. You got government assistance, government food stamps, buying items and products, and then selling those items and products. So that's damn near like washing that money. Feel me? Now, this is an interesting conversation because I actually had a pretty interesting debate with my wife about this whole scenario, and she was like, "Oh, well, you used to buy, allegedly buy food stamps from your sister, and this, that, and the third, and I mean, everybody got somebody in their family that's selling food stamps or something like that, or whatever the case may be. Is it right? No, it's not right. Do you buy them? Yeah, like depending on the time of the month, what's going on in your life at the point in time, you might buy them. So reality and morality is two different things. Let's start there. This is what I was telling her as well. So morality is not right. Whether you're selling food stamps or you buying food stamps, it's just not right morally. It's not right. Reality, you need to put food in the fridge for the kids to eat. Probably came up short on the hours this week. End of the month, you know what I'm saying? You need to pay rent and stuff like that. Top of the month finna come up, you need to pay rent. Probably not gonna have enough to fill up your refrigerator and stuff like that. So that's reality. So you may, indulge in something that's really seen as like criminal. That's damn near criminal. You know what I'm saying? But when I was speaking to her, and we was talking about the whole little situation and shit like that, she kind of somewhat seemed, what I'm saying? She seen eye to eye and stuff like that, as far as like the point that I was trying to get across, and also I seen eye to eye with her as far as her point. This is the most important thing though, right? I don't really agree with it, me personally. I don't agree with it because somebody's livelihood, somebody's freedom, somebody's tax dollars, is paying for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pay your child support, first of all, let's start here. I want y'all to hear me clear, because like where I'm at, the park I'm at is like real windy. I'm sitting on the bench, there's a lot of cars passing by and stuff like that. So I want y'all to hear me clear, but the livelihood, right? Let's start there. Somebody is first, in order for the person to get food stamps, either if they more than likely, if it's a woman, she probably got a child. But let's start here. In order for a person to get food stamps, they gotta either apply homeless, right? Or the person gotta put somebody on child support. That means you gotta sacrifice somebody else in order for you to eat, right? That's capitalism. That's America. That's how it is in America. You know what I'm saying? You starve, I eat. That's how it is, right? So somebody is getting thrown under the bus for this, right? Now you got little loopholes of what people thought was loopholes, where somebody might, let's say, put their significant other on child support, but he's still around, still in the house. They might get the benefits of child support. He paying the baby mama child support. He get his money back. They getting the benefits from the government. All is well. Everybody's hands washed. All is well. Right? Only thing with that is, let's say that relationship don't work out. You still stuck on child support. She's still getting food stamps. You still paying child support. You probably out of a place, out of a lot of money, something that you didn't really initially agree to. You actually agreed to this so y'all can get food in the crib. Probably thought y'all was, scheming and cutting corners. But ultimately, she got you in the trick bag. She wound up putting you in the trick bag, right? So, with that being said, this is what the main topic is about and why this is wrong, what this young lady is doing, right? And why I don't agree with it. It's kind of hard to get a woman to agree with it because now it's going with terms that's put out, whether it's girl's girl and there's all this other extra shit that's coming out that people didn't really go by back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, man, please, God, please bring back shame, because if it ain't no shame, it ain't no incentive for people to do the right thing. You feel me? Like, people just do what they want and be like, oh, well, it's my body, my choices. It's how I want to live my life, or I'm pro-choices, all of this new stuff. You feel me? I come up in the era where those things didn't really exist. And my thing is like, me and my girl, I'm not going to say we got some argument about it, because we definitely know how to have constructive conversations without us, like, really, personalizing everything. Like, I view her points, she view mine. She view my points to the extent where I don't feel like I'm being attacked, or she personalizing shit, and I view her points vice versa, the same thing. When you're in a situation with somebody and you having these conversations, you got to make sure that it's an even playing field. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that, like, everybody is viewing and talking about the situation the same. You feel me? Like, so, primary example with this situation, I spoke about the girl selling the food stamps and stuff like that to my wife, and her take on it was like, she got to eat, stuff like that, and it's a business, she's doing something legit with it. And I'm like, babe, look, listen, you got to think about it like this. Somebody on child support for those food stamps. So if it really was something that she actually did believe in, if she works, you know what I'm saying? Just first and foremost, if she works, if she's getting any type of money, she would invest her earnings in her business versus taking the food stamps and investing in the food stamps. You get what I'm saying? By her investing in the food stamps, kind of somewhat shows her stance on her business and how much she believes that her business is going to thrive. I mean, statistics say 95% of businesses that start within the first 3 to 5 years shut down. But that's just statistics. That's just something to throw out there that's going to discourage you from starting your own business. 95% of the businesses that start, about, I would say 98% of those businesses don't actually do the research or like look up stuff that's in their region that's going to be profitable. You know what I'm saying? They don't look up loans and stuff like that. They actually just sell stuff because it's a good idea, or they think that's a good idea. It might be a good idea, but it's a good idea in the wrong region. For instance, if you're staying way in, let's say Georgia somewhere where it may be a high diabetes rate, it's probably a bad idea for you to sell cupcakes, honestly. Even though people are probably gonna eat cupcakes and buy cupcakes because sugar is worse than cocaine. But a lot of people that's watching their sugar probably not gonna buy them cupcakes. So that's a bad idea to have a cupcake business in that region. Now, if you take that business somewhere else, it probably might thrive and you're not harming or hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking on this situation, my whole take and my point on it was, I felt like it was wrong because when you think about it, somebody's paying for that, right? Whether she realized it or not, somebody's paying for that. So she goes to get the food or go get the cupcakes, the ingredients to make the cupcakes or whatever. Her kid's paying for it. The baby father's paying for it. All for you to self-indulge and invest in your business. You can say you feeding your kids with it and all the other stuff, but it's still self-gain. You know what I'm saying? You probably gonna go buy a wig, go get your nails done, and other things that these women be doing, right? That's coming off the sweat and the backs of the baby daddy. And if he's not paying child support, let's say if he's a, you know what they like to call a man a deadbeat. Let's say if he's a deadbeat, he's not paying the child support. That's coming out of taxpayer money that didn't have that child with you, that didn't lay up with you and have that child to make that child. That's not seeing those kids every day. That's coming out of taxpayers' check. You feel me? That's coming out of their money. If it is the baby daddy that's coming out of his check, it's still wrong because you selling these cakes and doing all of this stuff just for you to have another nigga clocking that money. Now, I say that loosely because I don't really know. I say that loosely because I really don't know if she got another man, but 9 times out of 10, if she's not with the baby daddy, she laying up with somebody, right? So if she's selling these cakes or selling whatever she's selling, somebody, you know, there to protect her or watch over the money, counting the money and stuff like that. You know, she probably spending the money on this dude here and there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go out to eat. You know, we made a good sale today. It was a good day. You know, business was booming. You know, business was booming today, man. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to Chili's. Let's go to, you know, Arby's or something like that, man. You know, let's go to Texas Steakhouse or Longhorns. You know what I'm saying? And that's really taking foods out of the mouth. Like that's taking foods out of the kid's mouth. I actually seen this video on Say Cheese. Shout out to Say Cheese. But he was talking, he had Charleston White on there, and Charleston White was talking about, you know, how the women get food stamps and, you know, they don't do nothing but buy microwave food for the kids, which is true. I come from the struggle, I come from the hood, so I've seen a lot of these women, you know, get microwave dinners, not no real meals and stuff like that. They don't get no ingredients for no real meals to cook for these kids. Probably the most, at best, you know, you probably eating shrimp Alfredo. You know what I'm saying? Like that's every black woman in the hood favorite meal to cook. If they don't know how to cook, that's like the closest thing to eat. Like, you know, putting ramen in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? Or lasagna in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably come out cheaper actually buying the ingredients for lasagna to make the lasagna. Yet you still go get the microwave lasagna or the oven baked lasagna. You know, shit like that. So me personally, man, I feel like it's taken out of the mouths of the taxpayers. It's hurting a predominantly black man. 9 times out of 10, it's probably a black man that's on child support for this shit. But I feel like, you know, it's hurting and harming him. Now, me personally, when I look at it, it's like there is statistics show that there is more white people on child support than black people. But who do you see in the uproar about this shit? You see the black people in the uproar about it. Not the white people. You see the black people in the uproar about it. So that's a whole nother story within itself. We're going to get on to that too. But why we not out there, like, you know, getting into our roots and doing the traditional things that we used to do, like hunting and gathering and stuff like that? You know, like, I seen this one woman post, like, something to the effect of a food drive. Like, you got this right here. You may have some stuff in it and a turkey. We got some ham and some macaroni and cheese. There's other family over here. Got this, that, and the third. Some beans and rice, you know. We put this all together and we'll make a Thanksgiving dinner. That's what Thanksgiving is about, right? I mean, look, when you look at it, you had the Indians have their land taken. A lot of the people was already native to this land, right? But me personally, I beg to differ. I think that a lot of people was native to this land, but the Red Indians, or nevertheless, let me not say Red Indians, because I feel like black people was the Red Indians. When you look at people, you know, like Lil Wayne saying, popularizing the term red bone and stuff like that, like that's been in the black community. I want a red bone, and you know what I'm saying, or she a red bone, or he a red, you know what I'm saying, like, you red, you light skinned, you red, you know. That's been a thing in the black community. When you look at the natives of this land, I think that we were stolen from this land or conquered on this land, and the people that shared this land with us, which were the Native Americans, they went along with the oppressor. They seen what the oppressor did to us, and they went along with it, like, all right, yeah, y'all can wipe them out. We ain't gonna worry about it or whatever, you know. We ain't gonna say nothing, we gonna go along with y'all, and they got paid out for that. And this is why you see movies like Killers of the Flower Moon, where Leonardo DiCaprio marries an Indian woman, or a Native Indian woman, Native American woman, and she inherits oil, and he's giving her medicine to make her sick, so that he can inherit the oil and the resources that was passed down through her bloodline. Even the term Indian, right? That whole term came up in like the late 1800s. Before then, it wasn't no India. You know, people was, you know, over here were called Indians on this land. We were the original Indian. Pocahontas is about them actually conquering black people, not conquering the natives, but yet those people get a check, and we bouncing around for food stamps, you know, but these people get an indefinite check. We should be beating our chests and stumping just as hard for reparations versus stumping for food stamps. You know, that's temporary. That ain't what we owe. That's not what we were promised. We were actually promised a check, though. You know what I'm saying? So, and a check, some acres, and we want the donkey too. We want the mule. We were actually promised this, but nobody got no 40 acres in the mule. So, if that was in the Constitution, if we supposed to abide by the Constitution and abide by the laws, me personally, I feel like it was people committing crimes and stuff like that. You know, it was a lot to begin with. A lot of this stuff was lies to start with. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this stuff has been fixed. It need to be cleansed. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be no YNs. It'll be young entrepreneurs if we had what we were supposed to have. If we had what we was promised. You know what I'm saying? After they abolished slavery. When you look at Black Wall Street, and you think about Black Wall Street, right? The people that created Black Wall Street were so close to the ancestors. They were closer to the ancestors than we are. So they never forgot where they came from. They was able to build. Now everything has been extinguished and whitewashed and watered down to the point where us as a people, as a black community, we don't even know who we are. People are looking for, we this way, that way, north, south, east, and west, looking for something to claim or something to call our own. Looking for something to say, this is our identity. We looking for our identity at this point. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from that. But to me, man, I feel like it's bigger than food stamps. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I feel like black people should really pay attention to, cue in on, and take for, you know, not even for face value, but take it for an example. You know what I'm saying? Like, look back on this shit and be like, damn, you know what? I ain't gonna let that shit happen again.
gonna tell y'all the rules to survive this situation. Rule number 1, you gotta be quick. Rule number 2, don't fall down. And rule number 3, whatever you do, never look back. Y'all wish me luck. Snatch and run, y'all! Go back here, you motherfucker! Oh, Lord, you're killing me.
So, man, we back from commercial break. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a long video, so I'm going to start giving y'all little commercial breaks or whatever. You might see the telescope every now and then if you're wondering why it keeps popping up. But it's going to be a pretty lengthy video because I've been going for a while. So I'm going to drop some jewels, some knowledge in there. But just, give y'all a little commercial break as we jump on to the next topic. So, as I said before, it's always been made to seem like black people are the face of food stamps. But as you can see, $20,000 stolen by a married couple, in food stamps, EBT, SNAP, benefits, or whatever you want to call it, was stolen by a white couple. Now, these are things that you really won't really see on the news. This is by circumstance that this couple was, apprehended and caught for stealing food stamps. But in my opinion, you will never see a black woman or black male especially get away with stealing $20,000 in benefits, let alone $10,000 or anything like that. So whatever they was doing, I won't even say they was good at it. I would just say that they was getting away with it, and it was swept under the radar because of the color of their skin. I hate to make things about race, but these are one of the situations and scenarios that applies to that. This is one of the situations that you see, the white power structure, so to speak, kind of letting their own get away with, stealing benefits and things of that sort. But you will have a black woman that's probably stolen maybe $5,000, if that, $2,500 in SNAP benefits, and she's locked up and her face is plastered all over the news everywhere, right? Nevertheless, none of it is right. Whether you're stealing $5 or $50 in food stamps, none of it is right. But for that to go on for so long and then to be getting away with it, it's crazy. That's kind of like the most I'm gonna talk about that situation. I want y'all to drop it in the comment section and tell me what y'all think or whatever, Put anything y'all want in the comment section about that situation, and what do y'all think about that situation. Am I wrong on this one? Am I pulling a race card? Or do you agree? You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, on to the next topic. Telescope.
While you eating your turkey, remember they murdered all the indigenous, taught us that it was innocent. Now we sitting every year and celebrating some innocence, teaching all of our children that it was a holy pilgrimage. Now we mad at the immigrants, even though we the immigrants. And when I say we, I really mean the ones that was stealing it. Now we eat it, remembrance of the hateful people that was needing native assistance, and then they ended up killing them. We should pray for the healing, but now we pray over beans, greens, potatoes, you name it. We need a different arrangement. We need to honor the sacred, we need to honor the natives. Our history's so insane and we know it. Our history's so insane and we know it.
Thanksgiving originally celebrated the 1637 massacre of the Pequot tribe. English and Dutch pilgrims surrounded and shot the Pequot natives. Women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burnt alive. The rotting flesh could be smelled a mile away. John Winthrop, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, declared a day of Thanksgiving after the slaughter. The remaining women and children were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Following a successful raid against the Pequot, the churches announced a second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the Indian savages. Next Thanksgiving, when you gather with your loved ones to thank God for all your blessings, think about the thousands of natives that were murdered on these national holidays. Truth is,
Here, you celebrate what's called Thanksgiving, and you like to talk about the first Thanksgiving, about how the so-called Indians and the so-called pilgrims, the white man, they were so peaceable and loving with Squanto, the Indian who could speak both English and the Indian dialect, which was Hebrew, by the way, and they could converse. And they made peace, and they had turkey and squash and cranberry sauce.
White America embraced Thanksgiving because a majority of population glories in the fruits, if not the unpleasant details of genocide and slavery, and feel on the whole good about their heritage. The Thanksgiving story is an absolution of the Pilgrims, whose brutal quest for absolute power in the New World is made to seem both religiously motivated.
They make it seem religiously motivated
and eminently human.
New York City, immigrants are coming. These white immigrants. They don't know they're white till they get to the United States. A lot of them end up working for R.H. Macy. R.H. Macy is, of course, the department store guy, right? They don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They don't know nothing about that.
Right.
So when it comes time for that time, where are they going to go? They start wearing their national dress. They start doing a little march around the block to show off their clothes.
Right.
And then people start watching. Years later, we now have the
Macy's Day Parade.
What you see is all these people that bake these cookies and all these sales to get their band to the Macy's Parade.
Right.
They don't get on TV, not all of them. But I guess what gets on TV? Every float.
Right.
Who's the last act in the Macy's Parade? Santa Claus.
Always.
And what is Santa Claus? He's waving bye. No, not BYE.
Bye.
Because what you just saw
was
is
a
one
commercial.
long commercial. And it started with R.H. Macy looking at these immigrants who had knew nothing about Thanksgiving. And he's sitting there thinking, how can I make a profit off of this little celebration?
They were eating the fucking settlers. Yes, they were eating the Native Americans. When Christopher Columbus landed in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, they were eating the fucking Native Americans. It is in their fucking journals. Even John Smith's journal contains that they used to barbecue, grill, fry, and boil the fucking natives. They would cut them up into chunks and fry them like they were fucking chicken, bro. This is the shit they don't tell you in school. This is the fucking shit they do not tell you in school. This is the unwhitewashed story of America. When I tell you everybody needs to grab this book, they put us in hot frying oil. They put us, Native American and black people, after lynchings, they would cut up the body. They would unalive us, do the lynching, and then cut up the body, keep it as souvenirs, and even consume it. And witnesses saw this shit happen, and some of them would throw up because of seeing this. And then they call us the fucking savages. Literally, they call the Native American people the savages and the black people the savages, even though they ate us on some Jeffrey fucking Dahmer shit, bro. Literally. They had recipe books that had people as the fucking meat. We were the meat. When I say grab this book, but only grab it if you're ready to actually understand the unwhitewashed version of America. Y'all can try to lie to yourselves and learn the bullshit in the schools, but this is gonna unlearn everything you learned. If you still see the link there, that means it's still in stock. Grab it because it goes very fucking fast.
Decline? Nah, not today. Somebody got my baby out here hungry. We fixing this.
Ma'am, the system flagged your account. You'll have to wait 6 to 8 weeks.
Watch me.
From Disney and Pixar.
Decline? Says no funds.
When Bonatisha's EBT card lets her down.
Oh, no. Not today.
Girl, you flipped the whole store.
The whole city feels it.